Okay, so this is how we hook Lola up. This is her full ride. Good girl. Good girl. She felt the weight of the bike and she stopped, which is really good. Just pulling on it a little bit. He's a resident pro at this now. Come on, good girl. Good girl. Now she does have it under her neck again, the tether. She just turns herself around. So when you get to the top of the drive, good girl. Good girl. Always engage the brake on here. I love that it has a parking brake. You won't find many scooters or bikes that do. So it's going to be easier to just do it this way. Sometimes I can turn her around, sometimes she can't. So until she gets more confident, I'm just going to hook her the right way. Hi, goody girl. Hook her this way. Hi, goody girl. Good girl, Lola. Okay. Rough boarding with WoofDriver. G. She's really acclimated well. So if you were watching us this morning, I didn't have my mileage meter on my trusty Fitbit. So I wasn't sure how far we had gone. But we had an estimate of about, I do this route fairly regularly with the other dogs. Good. So we had a pretty good estimate. It was about 5 miles. I don't have an exact estimate because we got the old Fitbit running. So Lola's just doing great. This run, this kind of exercise is so important to me. I'm not gonna because right now she's very cooped up, for lack of a better term, crate, because she needs that kind of training to reinforce that I'm the alpha. And some people say, oh, crates are cruel. They're not cruel. Again, these are den-dwelling animals, so they're very much familiar with the crate and confined spaces. They enjoy them a lot because it protects them in the wild. Of course, dogs are domesticated. There are wild dogs in parts of the world, but their ancestors were wolves and other wild dogs. Or again, den-dwelling type animals. Hall, girl. She's getting used to this routine, and we're building a lot of bonding and trust. But the crate is one of the most important things I teach her. To be comfortable in it. Naturally, by instinct, she is. Now, a den where they would dwell out in the wild, obviously, they would not be restricted like they are in a crate, but it would provide shelter. That's a good girl. She's just taking in all the sights and sounds. So she's a little far behind, but I'm adjusting my speed as we climb this hill. This is her second outing of the day. Huskies have an enormous amount of energy, so there's no problem. It's a little warm this time of the day. I've waited till the sun is lower in the sky. It's going to set in the next few hours, but at least around here, it's low in the sky. For the most part, below the tree line, we might run into some patches of sunshine. But the blacktop still this time of year is not hot enough to affect the pads, and certainly at this time of day, it's cool. Come on, good girl. Howdy, howdy. Okay. Oh, come on, good girl. She's very curious, which is good. She's not as focused yet. See, the harness has got a little tension on it, and that's why I've got the leash, just in case in some way she could back out. And it's not that I'm forcing her to do this. It's just that everything going on around her and this being new, she heard something behind us, and the dogs will turn around and think, see, come on, good girl, it's okay. So you have to be ready to stop when we first start out doing this training. Now, on our normal runs, of course, I'm always ready to stop if they need me. But most of the time there, they understand. They don't turn around for a second. Keep going. They deal with distractions better as they're trained. Come on, girl. So this morning we're gonna change up the route a little bit by just going a little bit, changing the direction. Reason being, it just makes it a little different. We're not taking a different course, we're just changing the direction. Only so many miles I have in the neighborhood. Good girl. See, she was facing the wrong direction. And I coaxed her into turning around because I want to teach her without having to get off the bike to do it. Good girl. Sounded like a dog's coming behind her. Good girl. Pretty quiet around here, so I can usually hear other cars and animals, and sometimes even people that are coming from behind or approaching us, so I can prepare for it. She's definitely more tired right now than she was this morning, but this scooter ride is doing the trick. I mean, just got a good bathroom break out of her and getting some of that curiosity and excitement. Come on, go. She's getting towards the front, so I'm going to go a little quicker. Now, it looks like it's clouding up. It's not supposed to rain, but we're at a humid day, so thunderstorms can happen at any time. Either occur, but it went the other way. Mirrors are beautiful. So good girl. The thunderstorm, good girl. We'll have to cool it off. We'll actually run in the rain. Now, I try to prevent that the first couple times with her because I don't want that kind of distraction yet, but if it happens, it'll be okay. It does help keep them cool. But we want to keep this as generic as possible, for lack of a better description. Good girl. Definitely. Good girl. Come on, good girl. Again, it's doing what I've designed it to do. So, training to ride with a wheeled vehicle is part of the training right here. And being tethered on a short lead to a vehicle that's moving. What this is about. Bonding. Her having confidence in me, directing her that she'll be safe. And building confidence in herself that she can do this is another aspect. Finally, getting rid of the excess energy she has, or the just normal energy a husky has. So she's more comfortable in her crate and more comfortable in her new home. G, and we go another way. I like to the left. G is to the right, and to the left is more good girl. So, tell her G's to the right. Again, she doesn't have to know the commands. The bike kind of steers her that way, but if she does this enough, and I give her the command, she'll be able to anticipate the direction. So she just help her more. Lead sled dogs that are tethered when they're on a rope in front. Good girl. They need to understand all the commands because they're leading the team. Good girl. Very curious about what's behind you. Good girl. Come on, good girl. Just have something to say. You're a good girl, Lola. She's definitely tired, which is awesome. So we might not go as far. Come on, good girl. see what she's got in her. Girl. Now, she's in a pretty good place right now. She could use one of the other dogs of mine to motivate her a little bit, make her feel more comfortable. And that dynamic will come into play tomorrow or Tuesday. We're going to start some e-collar training tomorrow. So we're on a pretty much fast track training system here because she's taken to it well and because I've done this a million times. Right now. And again, it's one of the reasons I live back here in a wooded area, because when it's hot out, I don't like the heat either. I don't like the direct sun, just kind of like the Huskies. So when it's warm out, it's always 5 degrees, maybe even 10 degrees cooler in my neck of the woods, no pun intended. I got a good breeze going, and the trees help emphasize that also. This morning, if you were with us, we went to the left here where there's a big hill. Nope, nope, come on, good girl. On the inside. Good girl. So we're going to go to the right this time, which is the just go on the pace that she's dictating. Good girl. Now the harness is a little sideways on her. That's perfectly fine. I can adjust the spring of G. Good girl, Lola. I can adjust the height of this, but right now it's not necessary. She's not really pulling. If she wants to pull, if she starts to pull, then we'll do a height adjustment on that bird down. And that's great. That actually helps us train. It gets her mind off of what she's doing. She's running is instinctual for them, so they're naturally able to run. Being next to a bike is not so instinctual, so that puts the curveball in it. But the more mileage they get like this, the more they trust it. When they see a distraction, everything's like second nature. The bike, running next to the bike, etc. A really good time to run when it's warm out. I mean, there's no great time to run when it's warm, but safer time is after it's raining or during the rain when the ground's wet, because they sweat through their pads, not kind of sweat. Haul over. Good girl, haul over. Let's look at that square over there. So, come on, good girl. Come on. Good girl. Now I have hot dogs. Okay, good girl. Oh. She's not going to do anything, right? No, she's just sniffing. Come on, good girl. So I brought the hot dogs with us. Come on, girl. Good girl. Come on. In case she's sniffing, she's not resisting the bite. Come on. She was sniffing because that squirrel was dead there, and it was putting off the scent. There were flies on it. Not to be too disgusting, but that's what happens. Gosh, she was picking up on that. Seeing what's going on. Remember, they can tell a million stories through the scent and smells that they tantalize their nose with. So I did bring hot dogs. Weaned her a little bit off the hot dogs because it's warm out. I don't want any chance of any bloat, so that means I won't feed her too many, but I will give her, remember the hot dogs, we use them because the aroma is intoxicating to the dogs. They just love it. They smell it good, they get excited, smell scent on us, and understand they're going to get some. So, versus a treat like a cookie doesn't have scent unless it's right in front of their nose. Plus it's made usually with wheat and other products that I feel could contribute to the load. So when we're moving the hot dogs, always a better scenario. Plus, I can cut it in really small pieces, so I don't have to get as much of it a lot further. But tomorrow, when I do the E-train, I'm going to do it just her and I to compute some tennis courts, because tennis courts have, there's no way she can get out. So when she receives a correction on a very low level, if she doesn't run them, at this point she should have built that trust and know that I'm safe in the zone, then she's not going to freak out and run away. She can go to the fencing tennis court, and then we'll try it again later. If it doesn't work, if it does work, one correction should be enough to do her first introduction to the training. Good girl, Gigi. If we need more, the next day we do another one, and we might actually take her for an off-leash walk. Good girl. Come on, Lola. Good girl, Lola. Good girl. I'm just going to go a little bit to the side so I can hug the edge of the road. There's a spot up here. It's kind of crushed pebble. It's the surface instead of nighttime. I like to turn around up there and also introduce her to loose gravel under her feet as we do our dog-powered lifestyle sports, which again is another part of the training. A little bit ahead of me, so get the speed on. And she looks up quite an appetite. I'm still finding out how much she can eat. She's what we would call a racing weight. Very slender, but kind of like my dog Chase, if you know him. Now he looks fuller than she does because he's got more muscle, and because he's a little more developed, a little older. G over, good girl. G over, good girl. Over. Yeah, so I'm gonna let the gravel bounce us around a little bit. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. G over. And this is good. We're finding out her capacity and also burning up that energy. Hi, good girl. You're gonna get some. 1 second. You're a good girl. Oops, sorry, good girl. I'm used to pulling a lot of work. Used to ordering 4 dogs. We're going right now. We're back to the multi-dog thing shortly. Good girl. I just like to make a recording of what's happening here, because these are some of the most important training aspects and parts, and I like to document it. Hi, good girl. Actually, I'm going to sit with her for a couple of minutes. I'll probably turn around and head home. It'll give her a good girl. You're a good girl. Hi. A little tired today, aren't you? Yeah, you got some mileage. Good girl. So right now, actually, I can take we have 1.15, so when we'd be done, we'd have about 2 miles if this is all we do. We'll show you how far I can put a hot dog into. Hi, good girl. That's just a bag of hot dogs. Good girl. That's good. Good girl. See how excited she is about that? Like all the attention she gives me, the learning process. Now, you can see her hair coming out in clumps, and that's how Huskies shed. My Huskies, you won't see them shed like that because we groom them so often. 1 to 2 times a month, two weeks usually, but depending on how heavy an activity we've been, if it's dry around
the areas we go, we usually need to do once a month. If it's wet and muddy and they're going to be exposed to the elements more, then we do twice a month. You can't overdo it. Drive your skin out. So you want to keep that in mind. But what I do is supplement their diet with salmon oil, and that helps against dryer skin. The coat is really soft and silky, as well as keeping the essential oils in their hair to help keep them healthy. She's shed most of her undercoat, so her top coat here and her body's kind of thin, and her mane, like when a lion, the mane is very full. That's where all the hair's coming out of, just like that. So I will buck at it, trying to take the easy parts of it off, but she'll be getting groomed on Wednesday. I've already got my grooming appointment set up for her first groom. I didn't want to groom her right away. At least get a couple of days to get her comfortable. Grooming's usually not they don't, probably the least thing they like, one of them. I mean, there's a few dogs I'm sure that enjoy it, but few and far between, so we try to make it as comfortable as possible. It is a necessity, especially with a double-coated long-haired dog like a little Husky. This coat is a lot to manage. And it's just incredible all that's coming off of it. So when that'll all release when she gets her room, the water hits it, and then the blow dryer blows it out. That'll really be a lot of hair coming off of her. I'm comfortable sitting almost anywhere, so if I haven't said this before, you haven't known it, I'm a martial artist, so fortunately I'm pretty limber, flexible, easily I'm comfortable sitting with my legs crossed, and it's nice I get down here with the dogs. Pearly whites. We'll see how the rest of the day pans out. Probably take her home and spend some time with her in the yard and cool her down and then give her dinner. Right now, we're at 6:08. Again, this is May the 19th, 2019. It's a Sunday. In case you're watching this 10 years from now, or I'm watching this 10 years from now, I remember that. I like to document the date and where I was at, what I was doing, because these are epic adventures and epic training I'm doing. Of course, this isn't really an adventure, this is more of a training session. But when I'm training her to get her to be able to adventure, like you've seen my other dogs doing for the past 25 years, especially the past 10 years where we've been traveling up and down the East Coast of the USA, going to some pretty exotic places, be comfortable. Her being tethered to the bike and just laying next to it. I don't know if I have it documented. I certainly do when I train Princess, but she wouldn't even get near the bike. I mean, it took a case of hot dogs till she learned that the bike's won't hurt her. So she couldn't. Forget about the bike moving. I mean, just wanted to stand there still. So she's already, when the bike's moving, she's ready to go. So the notion of her just being next to the bike, if any dog you're training and letting them know the bike won't bite them, it won't hurt them, is 90% of the training. And that's what she's doing here. I'm looking at her calls. They have a little left to them, and that'll all be worked out. We might clip them the first time, get them to a reasonable length, and look a little long now, and that's probably because where she was kept was on grass in a yard, and she didn't get a chance to follow him down. She wasn't doing enough activity. Whereas when she's on the rocks and crushed surface like this, or on the blacktop, that'll help dull the nails and keep them at an appropriate length. Probably we won't need to, once we get enough activities and get her going enough, we won't need to clip them anymore. There is always the dew claw, which is up here, that doesn't naturally wear, doesn't touch the ground, so that always has to be maintained. Some dogs don't have them, some dogs do. Some dogs aren't born with them, some dogs, they remove them surgically. Just, it's not technically, my understanding of it is that the dew claw isn't something that's used in domesticated dogs. It's more when they would hunt, and they would be able to way. Not to be a little gruesome here, but that's what it's used for. And of course, dogs are domesticated, they're not out there hunting, so they won't need to be opening prey up. That's why it's not really necessary for them. I don't remove them, I just deal with them. I just think they're there naturally, so. Again, just taking out some hair. This hair, if it's not taken out of her, and again, it's going to be taken out professionally. I'm just getting the clumps that are coming out in these rows right now. But if it's not taken out professionally, and it's not maintained, or at least done in a proper way, it will eventually cause matting in the dog, and then matting is breeding ground for bacteria. Also, it helps them keep them cool when you get rid of this dead hair, because insulate them better with cool air through in the summer, etc. And there's some people shave their Huskies. Never do that. It's just a bad idea. A lot of times the fur doesn't even grow back the same. And the fur, even in the summer, it might sound kind of bizarre, but it actually helps cool them because it's insulating them against the sun. And helps keep their temperature regulated in their body. The undercoat naturally sheds in the warmer weather, so that's gone. The top coat will usually just help keep them cool. You know, it sounds like an oxymoron, the double negative, but shaving a dog is one of the worst things you can do down to the skin, especially a double-coated dog. Fur is very important to them. It serves some multifaceted functions. Her just being here with me and the bike, scooter if you will, is priceless. This is the kind of training you want to do, the kind of experience you want to have. You'll notice I'm always in my WoofDriver attire, almost always. Drive my wife crazy with it sometimes, but I'm proud of it. A lot of these shirts that I've designed, or my team has designed, with our exclusive logos, are part of the wolf driving lifestyle. And they're just part of the love for Huskies. I'm wearing them because I'm proud and of what we've accomplished over the years, and to attribute to all the Huskies that I've been able to give great lives and homes to. And it reminds me of all the fun times. Now this one is symbolic of the orange vest that I normally wear when I'm out on my adventures where we travel to the different trails and we're on the bike, because it has on its built-in leashes that I can always tether the dogs to in case we get in a predicament. And you'll see me doing it in a lot of videos where, you know, the trail ends or there's steps and I have to walk the dogs, and my co-pilot has to get the bike through whatever, or we run into a situation where they can't be on the bike end through a tight gate, etc. So this vest makes me more visible, because usually when I'm on the dog-powered go-kart, as I call it, and we're on the different trails, I'm low down because they're recumbent bikes for the most part, so I'm not as easy to spot. But when I have the orange vest on, I kind of glow. That's the idea. Become very visible so people see me and see stuff's happening, and, you know, we'll yield, give us right away, or take the appropriate measure to get around us, etc. So I had a neighbor come up to me today and ask about, he's got a bad hip, and supposedly he's going to get a hip replacement is what he said, but he's very interested in the rough board scooter here that I have, because he'd like to walk he's got a big golden retriever. He'd like to walk his dog on it, essentially. He'd like to take his dog for a lot more walks, but because of his health condition with his hip, he's not able to. So he was asking me, is this something he could buy? And I told him, yeah. The thing is, I have to research it. I haven't done it in a while. A lot of these three-wheeled scooters that I use, I only use a three-wheeled scooter because I don't have to worry about it standing up. It's going to be pretty much tip-over proof, so when I get off of it, the dogs can't tip it over. With two wheels, they could easily tip over, and this is harder to tip over with three wheels. It balances better. Again, I have to water the dogs and maintain them, and when you have 4 dogs on here pulling from every direction, it can tip it over. Still tip it over now, but less likely to, and much more stable. So, but that's why I do this. I mean, that's why I do these videos, to share this with people, because as we age, our health gets it gets us a little harder to keep up with a dog like a Husky. I mean, even the most fit person in the world can have a tough time keeping up with a Husky. So being able to use techniques like biking with them, even sledding with them, whatever, tethering them to a vehicle, skateboarding, etc., can help achieve their needed exercise without as much exercise from us, basically. So, the Husky can walk 5 or 10 miles a day. If I do it on the bike, I can do that, but I couldn't walk physically 5 or 10 miles a day. I'm not fit enough to do that. And a lot of people don't want to take the time to do that, even if they are, which is understandable. We're busy, we work, we support families, etc. But the whole idea that you can do it in a matter of, 5 to 10 miles in an hour or so, depending on the speed you go, is better than walking, where it might take you a few hours to do that. You can do it quicker, plus you can do less mileage and do it faster with a bike if you don't have as much time to spend on the day, still enabling the dog to get out, but just running at a faster pace. Hi, good girl. She's funny because if you're just watching this and you know anything about me, we lost Princess about 3 weeks ago now, I believe it was, going on 3 weeks, and hard pill to swallow. That's one of the hardest things about owning dogs, is they're short-lived compared to a human's life, and they age quicker than we do, of course, because their lifespan's less. So it's always tough. I've lost other dogs, and it's like a void in my heart. A wonderful life helps fill that void. I was worried she was gonna tug on the bike too hard. Good girl. And it helps fill that void and give me something to focus on, knowing that this dog needs me, and I can get my attention off of the loss of the dog, Princess. So that's one of the reasons I get another dog rather quickly. And Lola is a semi-rescue. She needed to be rehomed from the family she was with. It was from a breeder family. I try to get my dogs. This is where Princess came from, another breeder family where, it's a family breeder, nothing like a puppy mill or anything, it's terrible, but a family breeder, learning about the breed and breeding the dog in a certain capacity can be okay with me, but they do it, and I don't need any kind of AKC dog or anything like that. I'm all about Lola. I'm all about just loving the dog, whoever they are, a mixed breed, whatever breed they may be. So I therefore look to just adopt a dog that is in the Husky realm, because I know the breed and I know what to expect of them, and that's the energy level I like to manage. Put this down here so you can have a better view of the cameras. So Lola's actually from Tennessee. I'm in Maryland. Princess was from up north. She was from Connecticut, I believe, Rhode Island. Okay, good girl. So Lola's ready to go. So what we're gonna do, hi, good girl. Move around now. We might have re-energized enough to take her a little further. We'll see. Good girl. Paul, come around. Now, since it's a little bumpy, I'm gonna wait till I get on the road to get her going. Come on, good girl. By the way, the battery system I'm using for these bikes, this is totally modified by my guys, my team. Chris B, he's my main guy, main mechanic, master electrician, and we modified this to work with my battery systems, because I have a lot of these electric vehicles that I use for dogs. Obviously, the dog outdoor parts are all electric, at least 95% of them. And I
standardized over to a reliable lithium battery, and I've had homemade lithium batteries. These are professionally manufactured now. So she's very, might be a bathroom break. Good girl, Lola. Good girl, she's just sniffing around. Come on, good girl. Come on. Come on. Come on, good girl.
Boarding WoofDriver.
She's watching the guy. Really didn't see that. Come on, good girl. Come on. Come on, good girl. Trying to go around without taking position. Come on. Come on, now. I want to stay in control of her. I want to let her sniff, but I don't want her to dictate to me. And there's a fine trade-off when you're training. Good girl. But what I mean by that is I wanted to let her get her fill there and excitement, but I didn't want her to overtake me, knowing that she can do this anytime she wants. Come on, good girl. Just like that. I want to keep going. Come on, good girl. Good girl. I want to keep going. I anticipated that a little bit. Yeah. Ready for it. Just like this leash, because it's important when she's running with 3 other dogs, or however many other dogs we're going to run, she just doesn't stop every place she wants to sniff. Now, if we're going slow, it's okay. Like when I used to take Princess, my 15-year-old Husky that we just lost. A lot of times we go slow for her, and the other dogs would sniff, and that's okay as long as they can sniff and keep going. But when we're going fast, it's hard to sniff like that. They put their nose down on the trail, try to pick up on the scent. Good girl. But it's, come on, good girl. Sometimes you'll get logs and other things that resemble an animal, and they'll just look over there and be interested for a second and see if it has any movement. Again, that takes the attention away. We want to keep that attention focused on the job they're doing, focused on us. Pack daddy or pack mama. You're supposed to be the ultimate alpha. You're supposed to have some direction and strength and security. So it's cooled off a little bit. She is actually doing a little better, so you might challenge her with the go. Remember, it's important to get the energy out of her. Good girl. I'm looking in my mirror. She did look up. Sometimes loose dogs are behind us. Again, this attracts dogs. They think we're having a party. Nope. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. She saw a squirrel. I just want to get ahead of her. She doesn't think about crossing in front. She couldn't cross in front. The white hole you see again is made out of a soft PVC plastic that'll prevent her from getting in front of the vehicle. But it'll be... At some point I wanted to experience it, which she did earlier. Once or twice. I know that we don't do that. At the same time, I don't want to get into the habit. So that rest really rejuvenated her some, and keep going. Really look to air it out. Straight. Hike. Good girl. I'm just looking to make that left. See? We're using her already. What you want to do. Don't necessarily want her to anticipate the where I'm going, so she has to pay attention to me. So she says, when we're free rein, and she knows, oh, he's going to take a left up here, and all the dogs take a left, well, they feel comfortable taking their attention off of me to take that left, instead of, if I go to the right, so they want to be with me. They say, oh, he went the other direction, I better pay more attention to him. That's the way you keep them alert, keep them focused on. Change it up. Don't get in the same routine. Consistency is important, but changing things like direction you go in, when you do it, etc. is all part of keeping the dog's attention, keeping them ready. Get a dog in the yard, you smell us going bad. You might have seen this. Good girl. This is a little challenging. Good girl. Oh, she could stop at any given second, so I've got my hands on the brake. Get a good pace on the car coming behind us. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. She's looking over. So, come on. Jeep. Good girl. Geo. Hawking around. Hawking around. Come on, good girl. Come on, good girl. So that was really good. Unfortunately, I couldn't open it all the way up because I had something coming. It's a cul-de-sac. Someone's coming out. But you can see, I didn't check the top speed. I'll be able to check it when I'm done for my video. It was looking pretty good. A lot of energy. But again, it's what we do. It's why I do this. A lot of Huskies do it. My motto is, good girl, Lola. Good girl. I can wear any Husky. That's why I use devices like I'm on right now. Because I couldn't do it physically without the assistance of these electric and pedal powered vehicles that I use. Good girl. She's not up in the air looking up in the tree at probably a squirrel. Now the bike makes a little noise coming up the hill because it's using all its resources. It's got my weight on it. She's not pulling behind it, so she's actually assisting it. But it's about level. Just slight assistance. Goes on level ground. G. Nope. G. Come on, girl. Come on. She wanted to go straight, and I was maneuvering her over, but she's still got the energy. This is what I'm saying. Huskies recover quick. She looked in the beginning, and it's a little slow start to walk. Over. These cul-de-sacs are really good. All come around. Now it is nice that we do this early because she smells her scent. She doesn't acknowledge it, but she's been here before. So the scent is fresh enough that I'm sure she still smells it. She knows she was safe. This was cool. She's fun. Rock and roll. Now, another reason she is almost 2 years old, which means that not necessarily are her growth plates closed, which means she's done growing, because you don't want them pulled before their growth plates are closed. When they're together, they're closed and they're not growing anymore. That's how I understand it. G, this is not pulling, but we were putting any weight on her, that could be problematic. Now they can take an x-ray to tell you the growth plates are closed, but she's not going to engage in anything. So hard kind of pulling, if at all, to the fall or into she'll be over 2 years old, which her growing should be done. Safe there. This is all about just running with the bike, scooter, etc.
Rough boarding with WoofDriver.
Oh. You want to head towards her. Girl. All G over. Girl, push down the street. That's why I said G over. Good girl. Those cars were coming fast. Oh, good girl. Okay, good girl. Let's get you some more water. Just want to give her
drink. Yeah, she's somewhat thirsty. Good girl. And the water's cold, I distilled it. Good girl.
Time-wise, we're at 6:36. Just planning this out. I'm gonna feed her what I'm gonna feed her. Give her a nice rest. So we've been out here for about an hour, and definitely getting interested in my hat. What's that, Dad? I want her to sniff and enjoy anything with my scent on it. Just reinforces our bond. Lets her know it's a safe zone. I'll give her a brush too, but even with the brush, this is going to have to be professionally worked out. So a good hour before she can eat after we're done our run today, because again, you don't want to take a chance of bloat. Bloat is where the stomach turns upside down on the dog. They're not exactly sure why it happens, but it's definitely a good idea not to feed them an hour before any exercise and wait until an hour after any exercise. It's something to do with the intake of air, possibly water, food, etc. So they have to stay hydrated, so we can't avoid that. But it usually occurs when they're heavily panting, I believe, which would be in the warmer months. So that's why we take precautions like that.
Rough boarding with WoofDriver.
Hi, good girl. She's a little love bug. So important, the bonding and the love and reinforcing all the good stuff. Huskies are funny. I mentioned this before about their butt. When you pet it, you get near it, sometimes they'll be a little sensitive or protective maybe of it, whatever, but I'm sure it's okay. I've had groomers say that to me, veterinarian. The dog's a little sensitive. It's kind of a husky thing. By the way, that reminds me, I have a song called It's a Husky Thing that I wrote. I wrote a lot of music about training dogs and my experiences with them. It's all in the library of Wolf Tunes. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. I mean, there's over, my good girl, there's over 200 songs or something. Good girl. It's actually ready to go. I know there's people out there that say, oh my God, the dog's panting, it's overheating. Nothing to do with that. So, panting, of course, they're getting air, they're cooling themselves, but they, could be at 0 degrees and they'd be panting when they're working. So it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. This is Chase, my dog Chase's harness. I knew that would be a good fit for her. That's a medium, and I'll get her that size. Once I saw her, I knew to buy her. And probably get her pink one. I like to color code everything. Princess, if you saw her in her earlier years, she'd wear a pink harness, and then at some point, the harness I was using then, they didn't make in pink, so I got her a black one. I definitely color code them. But in more recent times, when I used a special harness to assist her that had a handle built into it because she was older, and also to put her in a special seat when you would ride on the dog powered go-kart when she needed assistance, when she needed to take a break. She's actually ready to go. So again, right now, 2.37 miles, about an hour out here, and it looks like Lola's ready to head home. I think she's got the energy to go a little further, but stay good girl. Okay, good girl. She wants to go. Okay, good girl. You're a good girl. So we dump the water. We don't need it. Sometimes we recycle it.
Or keep it, I should say. Stay, good girl. But it's not necessary now because I've got plenty in the canteen. When I run one or two dogs, I can use a canteen. When I run more, I have to use a jug. You've seen me use a special 5-gallon container for the big runs. I'm gonna be out there all day. Okay, good girl. Hike. She's on her way home. She's doing phenomenal. And the next stop will be home. really getting into the cooler part of the early evening. Feels great to me, and I'm sure it's feeling better to her. See how dark the roads are here. The sun's not hitting them, hasn't hit them for a while, so they stay cool to the touch. Look at her, airing it out. Because we went less distance, I'm gonna let her run. Good. We gotta put it quick on. Easy girl, easy. It's gonna be a corner, tough corner here. Buckle up. G. Now she knows she's heading home. She's already knowing that. Come on, good girl. Come on, good girl. So, could be the reason she's got a little more speed going on. Now we're going to go over the hillside before we come down the hill. It's going to be close to 3 miles. Well, we definitely 9 miles today. Slacking back a little bit. I'm a little ahead of her at my pace, but still well within range. Hitches right up and slow down a little bit. She's gonna be tired tonight. I'll tell you that right now. She's gonna be quite an appetite. So I gave her about a pound of food last night. She needs a feed of a frozen walleye. So tonight she's gonna get a pound and a half. She devoured that. There wasn't much waste from her today. Which means she was burning a lot up and using a lot of it. Probably get some more. G. Come on. Ready to go, aren't you? Look at her running. Come on, big girl. She's happy as a lark. She's probably never gotten to do anything like this. She's really airing it out. Come on, big girl. See, I can outrun her on this bike, on the scooter, I should say. But I couldn't do that with just running. This is what she needs to learn to air out her potential. She needs to do this to learn her potential. Now I might try to get her into the pond to cool herself off, to further cool herself off, because they do sweat through the pads. Not the kind of sweat humans do, but that's one of the most effective ways to cool them, is to get the pads underwater, cool water. Good girl, is good. Good girl, Lola.
Boarding with WoofDriver.
And we're going to go through a tight area here between the cars. Good girl, Lola. Good girl. Oh! She saw a chipmunk pop out, but I was ready for it. Good girl. What a good girl you are. What a good girl. It's a chipmunk. So I checked the times the first thing I do. 6:53. So it's going to be about... It's going to be about 8 o'clock before she eats. 10:45. Unless I feed her when I get back from my dinners. She had enough on her last night. So I'm going to take her up to my pond and see if I can get her in there to cool off. That's a standard operating procedure around here in WoofDriver land. Thanks, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Great. See you and stay tuned for more training with Lola and how I do it. So maybe you can do the same. WoofDriver signing off.